Do you ever wish that you started investing 5 years ago and you made some smart moves and today you're rich and can retire, sipping some cocktails on a beach in Puerto Rico? A lot of people think that stocks is the pathway to get rich quick. And this is such a pipe dream, and I want to explain why. So here's the rule. Investing does not make you rich quickly. Remember, with every rule though, there are exceptions and contradictions and nuances in it. So let's do some math. We'll say that you've got some money already. We'll call it a decent amount, 30K. And let's assume that you're an average investor getting the same return as the market, which has historically averaged 9% a year. After 40 years of investing, you are still not going to be a millionaire. You'll be just under that amount. And that's a long period of time, 40 years. Okay, now let's assume that you're a genius investor getting the same returns as Warren Buffett. He has averaged a yearly return of 20%. It would still take you 20 years to reach that millionaire mark. You're still going to be 40 years old, 50 years old, 60 years old by the time you are rich. And a million isn't even rich these days. It's going to get you a half decent house, and that's about it. Imagine what it's going to get you in 20 years' time. Half a house. Investing, even if you're a genius, will not make you rich quickly. Oh, but Warren Buffett, he became rich through stocks. No, he became rich by investing other people's money in stocks and charging them a fee. He was 30 when he reached $1 million, and this was through managing his friends and family's assets. Oh, but Jim Cramer became rich through stocks. No, he didn't. He became rich through making content and recommending stocks to you. That's a big thing that a lot of people don't understand, is that most investors actually made most of their money through creating their own business. Even if, let's say, you were a perspicacious investor and you bought Amazon when it first IPO'd back in the day, 15th of May, 1997, if you put in $1,000, it would take you 21 years to become a millionaire. If you put in $10,000, it would take you 13 years. If you put in $50,000, it will take you 6 years. So if you're an amazing stock picker and you get your timing absolutely perfect and you already have a spare $50,000 on you, then maybe you can get rich quick. But that is extremely rare, and it's a pretty risky strategy. Stocks should be used as a building tool to grow and compound your wealth. And we all know that if you're compounding small numbers, then that takes time. If you're compounding big numbers, then you can make a lot of money fast, but then you've already got a lot of money. Don't get me wrong, stocks can make you rich, but not quickly. You have to give it 50 years for compound interest to work its magic. And that's the only problem with compound interest is, yeah, it's the eighth wonder of the world, but it takes time. Those initial years when you're getting the ball rolling, you feel like you're getting nowhere, but if you keep pushing, keep compounding, yes, it can make you rich, but then you're going to be like 40, 50, 60 years old. You're going to have the security of money and you're not going to have to worry about it, but you don't have the youth to enjoy that money. What you really want is youth and a lot of money, but then you need to get rich relatively quickly. If investing is not the method, then what is the method? The easy way to get rich quick is to start a get rich quick scheme. Actually, no, maybe don't do that, because you'll probably end up in jail. The other way to get rich quick is to marry a very wealthy woman. However, if you can't do any of this, let's talk about some real ways to earn money fast. And it's either going to come through your business or your profession. Look at all of the young people who became rich early. Was it through investing? No. Logan Paul, rich through YouTube, his profession, and then through Prime, his business. And also through scamming people through CryptoZoo, but let's not talk about that. Ben Francis, rich through his own business, starting Gymshark. Mark Zuckerberg, through business, Facebook. Kylian Mbappe, rich through his profession, football. Just think of any rich, self-made young guy. I bet you they became rich through business or their profession. So if you want to get rich quick, you're going to need to become in the top 1% in either of the two categories. If you're a young man, let's say 18, and you ask me, Cooper, how do I become rich in 3, 4, 5 years time? Should I focus on investing or business? I'm going to say business 100% of the time. Oh, you think you're going to invest your savings of $3,000 and turn it into $3 million? Good luck with that. The only way is if you're an absolute genius trader, not investor, trader, or if you scam people through a crypto pump and dump. So focus on becoming the top 1% in whatever field you're in. And you should pick that field wisely. One, you should pick a field that you're passionate about and you have a particular talent in. Yes, of course, it is the whole thing. You've only got one life. Might as well spend it doing something you love. We've heard that whole thing a million times. But secondly, if you're not talented in what you're doing, you're unlikely to reach the top 1%. And if you don't reach the top 1%, you're probably not going to get rich. It's the sad reality of life. It's the Pareto principle. The top 20% get 80% of the money, and the top 20% of those people also get the top 80%. Essentially, a large proportion of the world's wealth goes to 1% of the population, aka you want to be in that top 1% in whatever you do. And if you don't agree with me on this principle, then why do you think Elon Musk's net worth is effectively the same as the entire GDP of New Zealand? Why do you think Kylian Mbappe just got offered a contract for $300 million? Do you think some random footballer would get anywhere close to this? Even some random guy in the Premier League, they don't get anywhere near amounts of this money. So guys, just aim to get into the top 1%. And another smart way to get in the top 1% is to pick a field with low competition. And generally those are the ones that are newer. You know, I wouldn't want to be competing against Starbucks in a coffee chain. I wouldn't want to compete against Apple in making iPhones. But maybe I'd compete against Jono Jones in dropshipping. So look into the new gold mines of this generation. For example, AI, new media like TikTok, teaching online, e-commerce. The new world is offering a lot of opportunities for anyone with their eyes open. So I'll sum it up. Business is the area where you want to make money quickly. Investing is where you want to grow and compound that money. And there's this very interesting dynamic between the two disciplines of business and investing. The wealthier you become, the more you focus on investing, and the poorer you are, the more you should focus on business. If you're rich and you invest $10 million smartly and you earn 20% on that, that's $2 million a year. If you invest bad and you earn 5%, that's $500K. That's a big difference. It's a lot of money. So you'll need to focus a lot on investing if you're rich. Whereas if you're poor and you have $10,000, then the difference is only $2,000 versus $500. It's a nominal amount. So you need to focus more on business and making a lot of money first before you try to get rich with investing. And the other problem when you try to get rich fast with investing is you start playing this risky game. You bet on those stocks that you think are going to 10x, but they end up collapsing. Just go and ask me, Kevin. So don't get me wrong, I am pro stock, I am pro investing, pro growing your money. I mean, my career has been focused on investing since I left university, but I got rich through my own business, and investing is just a tool that I've used to compound and grow my wealth.